Hello, lovely people. I'm Sinead and welcome. This week I was excited to receive the elastic that I had ordered. That's a German elastic that's made specifically for stringing porcelain dolls. And yes, what I keep looking down at. So it works a lot better. And when I did the restringing, I remembered to put the felt in there. So we have felt in all of our joints. And I don't recommend needing to restring a paper clay doll if you've used the peg method, because in the process of trying to get those pegs back out, I had to patch up the doll because the wood is denser than the paper clay, so the drill just kept going off course, and I didn't know of a better way other than a drill to take out the pegs. So, because soaking's not an option with paper clay, which is how you would do it on porcelain. So anyway, I did get it taken care of. She's back together, and we have all of our little joints working, and we can sit up now. It's plenty. That was one of the things about using the shearing elastic, is it wasn't tight enough for the doll to sit up, and we can sit up and pose and hold a pose now. So that was nice and exciting to get the elastic and be able to use it and have it be successful. I did some other things like working on Granny. Her feet are right there. I got to do a final sanding on the feet and a final sanding on the hands and face, I think. But check it all, make sure that everything's ready, and I will be painting this week. And hopefully I'll remember to record it. But that is part of what I'll be doing this week. Right now I am working on the sheep, and so I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can join in with that. Before we get started, I wanted to share Essie's pajamas are coming along, that were made out of that fabric that Heather Dove sent me. And I also love the way his little pin curls came out on the end of his beard. So I have to show that off. The top of his pajamas are almost finished, and you know, we had a lot of fun earlier this week, and you making the video of the boys painting the fairy house and all that. What I'm working on right here is it's a piece of felt that I'm putting loops in that will hold the sheep's face, so it will be glued in here in that little crevice I made, and then sewn onto the ragdoll body, which this is the ragdoll body, and so it'll hold the face in place on the ragdoll. And then we have arms and legs, and I'm thinking that this is a sheared sheep, in that the rest of the body won't have curls. It'll be post-shearing. And we're leaving a lot, you know, I kind of want to give it pigtails, or that's actually puffy hair curls. Ponytails? No, ponytail, pigtail, none of that works. Sheep tail would be actually more accurate. Little puff balls on the head, but I don't know the best way to go about that, and I haven't spent any time really thinking about it, so we'll see. We may just end up with big fuzzy curls on the head and leave it at that. So basically what I am doing is these are all knots. Well, not a proper knot, but a kind of a slide the needle under and catch, so that the loops are less likely to be pulled out. So I make 2 loops. I'll run into my cup of coffee. And then I hang on to these 2 loops and turn it over and stitch under, and that's our kind of lock the stitches in. And then I go and I make 2 more loops. So the loops in the front row were pretty dense, and in the second row they're much more sparse. And in the third row I will make them dense again, I think. And there'll have to be some kind of transition where I'll probably have to go back, and I won't be able to lock it on the underside when I go to do the rest, because the rest of this gets done after it's sewn together and stuffed. So I'll have to use a different method, but the felt that's up against the paper clay, I can't stitch through that without risking scarring up the face. So that's why I am doing the loops now before I put it together. And the use of black here is probably not the smartest thing. I just got this idea of what color I wanted the sheep to be, and I really didn't think much about the fact that I do better working with dark colors like black in full sunlight, and we haven't had full sunlight a whole lot this year yet, and I didn't feel like waiting for it. So what's the challenge of working with black right now? So far it's been okay, but we're not trying to do any intricate stitching yet. I just know that all of us in this house have trouble with black, and I used to make a lot of black clothing. In fact, I made black linen pants. This is left over from the days of making black linen pants for a fencing group. And so I worked with that a lot then. But yeah, even my youngest is like, why did I choose black? It's so hard to see. Which is, yeah. You know, I found that white can be just as difficult to see. It's the lack of contrast, maybe? Maybe. I'm not sure. This week, let's see. Well, I don't know what that thought was. It left. It didn't check in long enough for me to keep it. You just love it when half a thought flits through. I'm off camera. I am getting tangled in the previous row. So we haven't been making a lot of pottery videos, which you may have noticed. I don't know, if it's not your thing, you probably didn't, but Joey is trying to do a little bit of training of Arthur on throwing, so the focus has been on that and just trying to get things done. Maybe we'll get some more videos. I'm not gonna worry about it too much because it's more of a, you know, catch it when it feels right. They are sharing a very small space. We have plans for a bigger pottery shed, but we don't have the funds to build it. So there's that. We got we got as far as there's a platform for the building. It's built, it's ready to go, but the building materials for the next part haven't been acquired. You'll note maybe that I try to hang on. Well, I missed making a knot on one of them. I try to hang on to the loop and hold it away from the moving yarn, because when you stitch through here, so I'm going to hang on to this part, the non-moving part, if you will, which I just pulled and took the loop out. Okay, I am going to hang on to that part so that the part that's moving doesn't grab it as easily. And I guess I could talk more about what's going on here with these arms and legs. Yeah, because that's why. You can see how it curled around, and it wants to grab it. It wants to felt to it. Okay, so obviously the body. This is an arm and simple little tube which will get stitched at the elbow, and the hand or hoof will be glued into the end, like so. And the same thing goes with the legs. This linen's got some really great drape. It's already very soft and kind of worn in feeling, which is why I wanted to use it. And this must not be the stuff from the pants. This must be from a black shirt, because this is too lightweight. I am actually wearing a pair of the pants right now, and you can't see my pants, but they're a heavier weight. And what's fun is that it fades to almost the charcoal color, which doesn't look quite as charcoal as it did, but it lightens up because you'll see that it is lighter than the black fabric. But that's the fade direction of this particular dye goes to that space. So if this doll should find itself in a position of fading, it'll still have somewhat of a matching color to the paint. It's a mineral. The base of the milk paint's coloring is a mineral, so I don't think it will be, I think it'll be more like oil paints in that it's a pigment. It's not gonna fade like a dye would. So I don't think the color on the paint parts are going to change drastically if exposed to sun. I'd never recommend leaving your doll in the sunlight, any doll, or a piece of art, because it will fade. There's sun will fade anything and everything, even minerals, but it's going to be slower to do so. Ooh, I need to change where my needle is. It's one of the things that I liked about using mineral pigments in paints is that the fade factor is less of an issue. I'm going to remember this time. Okay. Almost forgot. Well, I guess that should probably wrap it up here. I don't know if there was anything else I wanted to cover or talk about, or if it was just the ramblings on dark colors and doing loops with yarn to get this. Wow, I'm distracted by a textural difference in the yarn. Apologize. So I'm not going to be able to get this to a point that to where I can glue it today, maybe by this evening, but I need to move on to other projects, and this is what it's looking like so far, and I really like the way the curls are looking, and we'll have a whole full head of curls. And if I'm fortunate enough to figure out how to make little we'll call them sheep's tails, puff balls on the head, I will. But if I can't, then, you know, it won't happen. She'll just have cute curls all over her little head. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little chat and what all went on with the sheep, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.